I saw this guy making $250,000 per year with this AI app. I'm gonna show you how you can rebuild it and quickly hack it together in just a few hours. I started a challenge to build one AI app every week with my Codebender community. I was supposed to have the whole week to build it, but I kind of procrastinated during the entire week, and then I only had the weekend, just a few hours to finish the project. So here's my plan. First, I'm gonna build a front end, and I wanna make it very simple. It's gonna be a Next.js application that just has one input field where you can enter the URL of a website. Then once you submit, it's gonna call a scraper to extract all the content from it, and from there it's just gonna be a regular AI chat. I've built some of them before already on this channel, where it's gonna interact with an AI, where you can just ask questions and get responses. So part one, we're building the Next.js app. There's nothing special here. It's literally just a basic Next.js app with an input field that can take a URL, and once you click on the submit button, it's gonna make a call to an API, an internal Next.js API for the scraper. For the UI, I wanted to make it kind of look unique. Even though it's very simple, I still wanted to have like little spice, and that's why I've added this interesting background, which was just generated with Midjourney. I asked Midjourney to create like an anime type illustration of a mountain and some kind of adventure there. And this is an inspiration that I got from this guy on Twitter who built something similar, so shout out to him. The only problem though is when I asked Midjourney to generate this illustration, he did a few different versions. This was my favorite one, the one that I used here. But the problem is that instead of having an adventure there, he added some kind of like woman who was hiking there. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is not what I asked. I wanted to have like some kind of mysterious, like badass adventure, and not some kind of like just random woman who was like doing a hike there. I tried to erase this part of the image and ask the AI to generate it a few times, but every time it would just mess it up. So I opened GIMP, I imported the art there, and I tried to just draw over it, and I added like a man with a cape, and I zoomed in a lot into it. It looked super ugly, and I was like, man, like it's not gonna work. So then I zoomed out, and I was like, dang, actually this is not bad. And this is basically how I got this illustration. Next, for part two, we actually need to build a scraper, right? So now we have an input field that when it's submitted is making a call to our internal API route, but then the API, we actually need to build it, right? We need to handle that request. So here I literally just asked ChatGPT to build me a scraper. It started using Puppeteer, which is a pretty famous library for scraping, and the code was working perfectly on my local. It was a very basic, simple scraper, but as soon as I deployed it online on Vercel, it would start erroring, and I was like, why? Like, what's happening? I don't understand. Turns out I was hitting limitations on the free tier account. So I had two options. Either I would have to upgrade, which I've never done. I have like 10 plus projects on Vercel. They're all still running on the free tier. So I'd have to either upgrade, or I have to find a separate solution. So I found a third-party tool called Scraping End, which is basically an API that allows you to scrape websites whenever you make a request. Now that we have this, we can build the actual chat. So this is part three. I already showed you on this channel like tutorials on how to build an AI chat, so I'm not going to do this again here, but I basically took like a video that I've already done here. I took the exact code, I copied it, and I pasted it into this new app. The only difference that I introduced is instead of just chatting with an AI where you send questions to an AI and then the AI responds, I also added the context of the website, so the whole text that I got from the website inside of the prompt, so that it knows that the chat is around that website and it's supposed to answer questions on it. And for the AI model, I'm just using Mistral. This is an open source alternative to the GPT model from OpenAI. And the only reason why I used it is because it's cheaper, or in my case, actually it's completely for free because I'm using it through the NVIDIA API. And when you sign up on the NVIDIA API, you get access to 1000 credits for free. So for most of your personal projects, you're going to be able to just use those free credits that they give you, and you're not going to even have to pay anything for that. So in my case, I have this app that is deployed and is just running for free. Now that the chat is here, it means that we have all the main functionality of the app, right? Like users can input the website, they can submit, it's gonna scrape all the content, and then they can chat and ask questions to it. What's missing though is that we need to make it more secure and we need to make it more scalable. So that's part 4. And the first thing that I did here is that I added authentication using Clerk. Clerk is literally like a magical tool. I think I've never used a tool that is so powerful and convenient. It allows you to set up authentication for your app in literally like minutes. The first time that you use it is gonna take you a few hours just to get used to it. And like for me, the first time I used it, I think it took me like 2 or 3 hours to set up because I was running into some bugs and I was trying to troubleshoot it. But now for any project that I create, in literally a matter of 2-3 minutes, like I'm not kidding, in 2-3 minutes, because I copy paste my code, I have authentication that is running, I have like a database, I have everything that I need. And the other nice thing as well is that it allows your users to sign up with any provider that they want. So you can enable like Gmail, you can enable LinkedIn, GitHub, you can have like a form with a bunch of different inputs, you can do literally anything you want, and it's all out of the box available for you. It's a very, very good tool. And on top of it, they have a very generous free tier, so you can use it for free in your applications until I have like 1,000 users or more, something like that. So it's pretty generous. The next thing that I did to make the app more scalable is once I had authentication, so once I had actual users, I could implement rate limiting. So since I'm making the app available for free, I don't want people to use it unlimitedly for free, because every API call has a cost, right? Even though I have like a free tier with NVIDIA, once the free tier is over, like I would have to pay for it. So I implemented rate limiting using a tool called Upstash. And what Upstash does essentially is gonna track every request that you're making, is gonna store them in a Redis database. And once you reach the limit, like the rate limit that you have defined, and in my case, I just defined that I want maximum 25 requests per day. So my users wanted to sign up, I allowed them to do 25 free requests every single day. And once that limit is reached, that's when their account is blocked and they cannot use it for the day. So that's how it works, and Upstash makes it very easy to set up something like this. I used it the first time for this project, and I think it took me like 30 minutes or something to set up the whole rate limiting. Part 5, now we have the app ready. So here's a little demo. You come on the app, you first have to sign up or to log in, and once you're in there, you just drop the URL of a website that you want to talk to. You click on submit, and then you start asking questions to it, and you can just engage and interact with that website. And you're limited to 25 free requests every single day. I posted this app on X and LinkedIn, and I got a few people to try it like that. You can follow me there if you want to get updates in real time on projects that I'm building and things that I'm learning. But otherwise, Codebenders, thanks for watching. The link to the code is below in the description. Now, everything that you have just watched is going to be useless if you don't put it into action. So I've made this video here to help you.